Robotics is an industry which is going to change the entire fabric of society. Right now, it's this tiny. However, when you think of robotics taking over the world, you probably think of something like this: Tesla Optimus. Also, Amazon, I believe they're working on things. You've got drone deliveries and all of this really cool technology. All the value is going to go to Tesla and Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos and Amazon, unless there's some cool Web3 options. And there's one that's just come onto my radar. Let me show you all about it right now. It relates to Peaq. I did a video on Peaq a little while ago, and we'll just discuss the tokenomics initially of Peaq. $509 million FTV, market cap 152 million. And they also have some quests on if you want to get some free Peaq, as well as you can also buy it. Now, it's a pretty new token. It came out last year, did a massive run-up. When everything did a run-up, it's come on down, and now it's up over double very, very recently. Volume is up as well. I'm just going to show you a few more things on this. RSI was recently low, and it's come up high, and it's come on down, and now it's neutral. Personally, I've bought some, and I'll be showing you in other tutorials how to do certain things with the Peaq token. But what I want to point out quickly is just in Kaito. This is Kaito Premium. And essentially, whenever you see the mindshare and sentiment increasing, like actual cool stuff happening on a blockchain, this is what you want to see. And for a lower market cap layer one that's still building and still getting stuff out, this looks really, really cool. Stay with me. This is all important information. This is very bullish. This is very bullish sentiment. And the price, when you see this, normally the price is going to pick up, and it's only just started to pick up. It's miles away from potentially its fair value. And the amount of people talking about it is very, very low. Now, if I take it to something compared to Solana, you can see the actual sentiment here is higher, but the actual growth hasn't been as big as Peaq. Stuff is happening with Peaq. Right now it's Korea Blockchain Week, so maybe that's what they're talking about. Now, specifically, what is extremely interesting here is the world's first tokenized robo-farm. It's launching on Peaq. Now, I have no idea how familiar with farming you are. If you want to be familiar with farming, watch the series. It's on Amazon. It's called The Farm from Jeremy Clarkson. It's fantastic. Essentially, farming's hard. You work every day, and it has a high suicide rate, probably the highest in the world. And in addition to that, it's so weather dependent. So the solution is vertical farms. And then the next level of improvement to that would be robotic vertical farms. And this one here is happening with dual mint, which is something I've only just heard about. Expected APY up to 20%, and it's going live in Hong Kong. And it's the first of its kind. And I've got a thesis here that one, vertical farm will be omnipresent, like everywhere in the world, especially your countries like UAE, where you can't farm, but you could vertically farm. You can harness enough energy from the sun, do some reverse osmosis, get some water, grow some stuff, and then ship it to all your local restaurants and markets and whatnot. And you can do a grow cycle once every 30 days, as opposed to 3 or 4 a year in a traditional farm. Now, this goes over each aspect, but we're going to dive into it. And this is not sponsored in any way. This is just something that I'm entering because I want to be early and not late to things like this. So what you'll be doing is you'll be getting an NFT by putting in an investment, and then you'll be earning a yield on that every month, targeting a 20% APY. And these NFTs will pay their holders based on the farm's performance, healthy yields coming from real-world healthy yields. So what's really, really cool about this, and we'll go over a few more things in a second. The crypto cycle is going to go, who knows how long for? Maybe April next year, maybe a little less, a little more. Some people are calling for a top now. Some people have been calling for a top 4 months ago. I believe it's going to happen next year. And there's still going to be some things that start to get more attention. There will be a time when crypto will be boring. Briefly, I think there's going to be some more excitement. And this would be the things that we actually want to see in the real world. The real world assets aspect, the ability to invest in these things that actually change the fabric of society, as opposed to buying more Pepe, Bonk, or Penguin. No offense to any of them. This is what makes me excited. So it's going to be done by Dual Mint. They do real world asset stuff. They're also at Korea Blockchain Week and Token 2049 if you're there. And I've only just found out about them, but I'll show you what I found out. So what they have are different opportunities you can invest in that are more robotic. And you can also earn dual points, which may end up giving you some sort of token allocation, which I think is pretty cool. Explore listings, you can click on that, and you can also see all the different boring robots in this link right here. I have no idea how many things have successfully happened already. All I can see thus far are just incoming things. Like this is testnet, this is sold out, this is sold out, this is sold out. These are all done. After that, I'm unsure if you can sell the NFT or anything like that. So these are the 3 up for investment ability. Back to business, join queue, which are pretty cool. They also give the boring index score. So the predictability, profitability, and proof higher, more boringly reliable. They've got their own one here at 10 out of 10 and robo-farms at 7.2 out of 10. When we have a look at this, this is what makes it pretty damn cool. So looking at 20% historical yield, we can see where the farm's actually going to be. And it looks as though it's going to start Q4 this year, 12 harvests a year. And it's from a team that's already done this sort of stuff. They're just a Web 2 typical company moving into the Web 3, I guess, in order to pull in the income to take it to the next stage and then giving out essentially like a dividend. But we won't call it a dividend because it's not a stock or security or anything, but giving out like a crowd-funded share of the profits. That's what we'll call it. I've got a few frequently asked questions down here, which I've had a read of. Basically down here, yield begins within 30 days of your trade allocation, and then it says tokens are tradable on dual mint secondary market, allowing exiting before maturity if liquidity is available. So if there's a lot of attention on this, you'll be able to exit early. Now, this is where it's going to be in Hong Kong, right here, apparently in this little park area, which is pretty damn cool. It's been built by this company, which they've only just got a Web3 kind of presence or Twitter presence, I guess you could say. So very, very new to this space, but they have been in this space already. They've been around at least since 2024 based on this. And what they're going to be doing are 3 things: lettuces, kale, and spinach. There could be other produce that they're going to branch off into, but for right now, this is what they're producing and this is what they have done. Unsure when the website was last updated, but that's the information that I have. Now, partnering with Peaq is very cool because it means that everything's going to have like a machine ID. So it's going to have a smart contract that actually allows the yield to go back to the people that actually invest in it. And of course, nothing is a risk-free investment and nothing I say is financial advice. However, I think this is an opportunity that's worth getting onto the waitlist for. And you can have a read of this on your own time. It's pretty simple, to be perfectly honest. But basically, signing up now gets you into a 24-hour early access to the upcoming crowd sale. I also have a little bit of a thesis in that one of these is going to be exceptionally successful. And when that one goes ahead and manages to scale and produce more and more and more, they'll do another fundraise. And I would imagine you would prioritize the people that were good to you and enter the crowd sale early as your first person that you'd want to actually check, or potentially even allocate them a share of the profits from the next endeavor, potentially. Now, it's important to note that you do not get any equity in the actual company. All you're doing is you're putting your money into a crowd sale, and then with the revenue, it goes back to you, targeting 20% in terms of return. So if you put in $1,000, you're expecting around $200 return the first year, and then so on and so on and so on. But I just don't want to get blinded by the fact that robotics is this small and it's going to be part of everything. And that this is one of the first opportunities that we can actually get amongst. Now, in the future, if you want a Tesla Optimus, fantastic. But for now, they're not up for grabs, but something like this is. So what I'm doing, and the call to action is head across to Dual Mint, sign up for the early access. I've got a link below. Check it out. If it interests you, get amongst it. I'll be covering some more things on Peaq, just so you know, because they're going through season 2 of Peaq Rewards. And I think that this blockchain has a huge amount of potential. And as we covered from the very first minute, the tokenomics, FTV, market cap are very, very low. So I think this has huge amount of potential to grow. Thanks for watching. Catch you in the next one.